Hey everyone, welcome to Real Talk with Southern Realty Group. We're glad you're back. Happy Friday. And today we wanted to hop right into it. We're going to talk about the importance of having a buyer's agent. A lot of people we have learned very quickly in the real estate industry, or people buying and selling homes, especially our buyer clients, at first they just don't realize that really that a buyer's agent is actually a thing. And we want to sit down and go through some very valuable points as to why, seriously, why you should have a buyer's agent. You should never, ever go into buying a home alone. It's just, I make this joke all the time with Rich and our clients as well, that you wouldn't go into a courtroom without an attorney. Why would you go into buying a home without an agent? We're here to do so many things for you and offer so many things to you. And one of the very first things is when we're showing you homes. When we walk into a home with you, you may see, we hope you see all the gorgeous things that you're looking for, whether it's the paint color on the walls, the kitchen cabinet colors, the hardwood floors. Those are the types of things that we want you to see when you walk into your home. It's our job to walk into the home, and this sounds negative, and we don't mean it negative, but to find the things that could potentially be issues after you purchase a home. The things that are, we'll go with air quotations, wrong with the home. Not that they're bad things, but things like, if you have hardwood floors, someone has hardwood floors, you're walking across the floor, and we may notice a dip in the floor, a board creaks or cracks, and we notice a dip in the floor. You may not notice that, but we would hear that, see that, and be like, oh gosh, there could be water damage under here. There could be foundation issues, structural issues. We are trained to see and notice those types of things when we're walking with you through potential homes that you're interested in buying. Some other things that we buyer's agents offer to clients are
the biggest thing about that, before we jump on the next point, you got to remember, we look at houses every day. Multiple houses every day.
Right.
You look at 2, 3, maybe even upwards of 10 homes in your whole life. So it's nothing against you, but look to the experts to help you pick your house. And talking about experts here, we know what's going on in the market. The market, as you know, goes up and down every single day. You can't really predict it, but we know what's happening that day. And so that is a valuable tool for us to look at negotiating the price of your house, or what we can ask for. Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market?
Even when it comes to interest rates.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we work hand in hand with lenders, so we know, well, we don't know, but we hear from them what the potential of interest rates, whether they're going to go up in 6 months, go down. So whether you want to buy now or you want to wait 3 to 6 months and buy later, we have that experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's definitely a tool that you want to have in your back pocket. I mean, everyone has the Google, as I'll put it up there. But you can research it all day and all day out, and you're going to hear what's on the internet. You're going to hear, a whole bunch of white noise that's out there clouding you, saying, oh, do this, or do that, or buy now, or sell now. Well, there may be some valid points to that, but that's a very one-sided argument to the case. So that's why you want to have a buyer's agent really helping you out, because we know the things that we can actually ask for in today's market or tomorrow's market. And it's just that knowledge base that's going to really separate you and help you out a lot.
Well, and something else, light bulb going off. When you are buying a home, one of the first things you want to have done when you find your dream home is to have an inspection done, a home inspection done. And we have we're experienced enough to know, have so many friends, not friends, but people that we know in the industry that will come in and do right by you and go through that house from top to bottom and provide you with a quality home inspection, so then you can in turn go back to the sellers of the home. Well, we do that on your behalf. Go back to the sellers of the home and get these things that the home inspector, the most important things that the home inspector has found wrong with the home, and work for you with the seller's agent to get those things fixed.
That's a great point, because we have that vendor leverage to be able to know these appraisers and excuse me, and these pest control people, all the different professionals that you need
Right.
during a home purchase and sell in transaction. And it's better than you getting on, again, my quotes, the Google. I love saying that. My kids are going to make so much fun of me.
Yeah, they are.
I love it though. But you know, you can get on there and search, and you know, there's tons of websites like Angie's List and oh, I can't even think of them all. There's just hundreds of them.
The
that
Google.
can recommend them, right? But unless you have that personal interaction with someone, you don't truly know what someone's going to do for you or not do for you.
Well, and
so,
you want them to be trustworthy.
Right, absolutely.
And in this world, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that aren't trustworthy, and we're here to supply those people that are trustworthy and that are going to take care of you through this process.
you know, ultimately, it's your decision on what vendor you would like, what lender you would like, even what agent you would like. But it's our job, if you do select us as your agents, to help provide you with a couple options. Hey, these are the people in this field that we know are
Right.
really good. If you want to pick one of them, great. Or if you've got an aunt or an uncle or a cousin or a best friend that does it, awesome. We're going to work with you in what you want. We'll advise you along the way, but ultimately it's your decision. And that really brings us on to the next point here, is that we're going to be your negotiators.
Yep.
You're not going to have to talk to the other agents or the seller of the home. We're going to do all that for you. You're going to come to us. We'll sit down. We'll talk about what it is that you can afford, what it is you want, and what's the, you know, the make or break points. And then we're going to go and be your pit bulls. You know, Kristen's got this saying, I'm going to take my leash off my pit bull and let me go. You know, but
Rich has mad negotiating skills.
well, the biggest thing for me when negotiating is that it's a win-win. Both sides of the table have to win in this.
That's the
It's
point.
not like,
We want you to buy a home, and we want them to sell a home.
right. It's not like you go and get into a fight with a used car salesman and they're just wanting to gouge you on everything. You know, you always have to remember that both sides of this table have to win. There's someone that is trying to get rid of this home and move into their next home, or whatever that situation looks like, and you, the buyer, are trying to get into that home. This may be your new home, it may be your next home, or maybe your forever home. But you need to understand that they need to win just as much as you. It's our jobs as agents to negotiate that, so everyone walks away from the table happy and ecstatic and with a new home feel. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it.
Something else that I'd like to point out, because I'm the one that has OCD in the relationship.
This is ironic, because I start rambling. Here we go with this.
We have to be on schedule. Everything has to stay on schedule. So it's our job to, as soon as we find a home and you decide you want to make an offer on that home, we will keep you on schedule. When you need to schedule the home inspection, when you need to be sure you have paperwork to your lenders, when the appraisals need to get done, final walkthroughs, we will map that out for you so you will know exactly when and where you need to be somewhere so the process does not get delayed. And that's definitely where I step in, because I'm very organized.
That she is. I'm so thankful to have her on my side to help me out with that, because Lord, I couldn't get myself from point A to point B without
Rich
her.
can't even find his car keys most of the time.
That's true. I had to put a little tile app on my car keys so that when I lose them, I can go to my phone and ring them and it bounces around the house. I guess it's not very good for me to say that, but that's why I got her.
That's
You
right.
guys
That's
will
why we
have
make
her.
such a great team. We're a yin and a yang. That's why we
Exactly.
love doing this together.
You know, and then one of our next to last points here is that we're going to write all the contracts for you. I mean, her father, my father-in-law, sold many houses on his own. He's like, oh, I can do this. In fact, we just had this conversation the other day. And it was, you know, 20 years ago, it was easy to write one contract. Or you have a buddy look it over for you because you're in the industry. But now the contracts are this thick and you're just digitally signing everything.
It's
and,
unreal.
you know,
the
they're-
amount of paperwork that is involved in
Yeah.
purchasing or selling a home.
Yeah, exactly.
But especially when you're a buyer, because you just want to be taken care of. You want to be sure you're getting everything out of the
Right.
deal that you need to get out of the deal.
You want to make sure that there's no hidden paperwork. There's no hang-ups with the title, or there's, you know, it's on a floodplain and you didn't know about it, or, you know, the umpteen million things that you can get into, which is all the stuff that we get into for you. And it's all the behind-the-scenes things. We get all the contracts looked over, we write them up, and before they ever come to you, we put them through the ringer, and we take it through our extensive network of agents that help with us and go through it and say, hey, look, we've got industry best here. We're going to take a look at all these contracts, paperwork, make sure it's right. Once we put our signature on it, then you'll get it. And then it's pretty much just look at it, sign your name, and off you go. Obviously, you've got more than welcome to look at everything. We would love for you to, but it's what your level of involvement wants to be. If contracts scare you, then lean on us. We can have a conversation about it. We can walk through it line by line and explain every piece to it, or we can just highlight it. It's whatever your comfort level is. We're going to meet you there to make sure you feel the most comfortable to get through it all.
Right. I mean, something too about contracts is they're in legal terms. So for most people, I would venture to say 97, maybe 98% of the population will read through these contracts, and it's a foreign language. You have no idea what it's talking about. And with our expertise, we can walk you through that, and we can translate it. That's a good way to put it. We can translate it for you. We can be your translators for the legal jargon.
Translator is a good segue into one of the last ones here. We're going to be your emotional filter here.
Your therapist. We did a lot of air quotations today.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah.
Buying a home is stressful.
Oh yeah.
It's very stressful, and it's a long process. So we try to make it as painless, I should say. Painless is probably not the right word, but as painless as possible. And when you do get stressed out, when you do feel overwhelmed, you pick up the phone and call us. You text us. Either one of us. We do this together, and we'll help you. We'll help you get through it. We'll talk you off the ledge, I guess is a good way to say it, because we know that it's going to be okay. We do this all the time. We know it's going to be okay, but you don't, and we know that, and we respect that. So we want to, give you a hug and tell you it'll be okay, and that's what we're here for.
Quite often this is the biggest purchase that most of our clients have either ever made or will ever make in their life. And so any time that it's that big of an attachment in your life, you're going to have a lot of emotions, and not just with that, you also have life going on, and your kids might be getting sick, your dog's upset, whatever. Life gets in the way, and it runs pretty busy for us, so we can definitely sympathize with everyone.
We get it.
Yeah. But you're gonna have emotional ups and downs throughout this process, and that's where you lean on us. If you're going at this alone and you found this home that you love, but their agent is, kind of roughing you up a little bit and trying to get more for their client, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to make sure ultimately our clients win while letting the other client win too, but we're here to protect you.
We want everybody to be a winner at the end of the process,
Right.
at the end of the day.
But throughout it, there's definitely a lot of back and forth that goes.
There is a lot of back and forth.
And you will get to this place where you're just emotionally drained, and if you don't have a buyer's agent supporting you, you very well could lose that property because you just say something that you are going to regret. It's like what we tell our kids all the time. Words are like toothpaste. Once it comes out, it can't go back in the container, right? But we could be that extra container for you to kind of come and wipe the toothpaste up. You can say it to us, we won't say it to them. That's that level of just comfort and trust that we build as your agents, to make sure that we're all on the same page and you get the home that you want at the end of the day. And the best part about it is,
we're free to hire. A lot of people don't know that, and they're intimidated to reach out to agents to represent them in buying a home because they don't know how much it's going to cost them and up front. But it doesn't cost you anything to hire us. It doesn't. You do sign a contract with us that allows us to act on your behalf. And when we find you a home, the commission is paid from the seller. So why would you not have a buyer's agent? Seems pretty simple to me.
Yeah, I think it's one of the funniest things because you can get on, again, the Google, and you can search for all the reasons why to have a buyer's agent. But I actually did some research before I got on here, and I couldn't find any reasons to not hire.
To not have one.
So I'll kind of wrap here with this one. If you've got a reason to not hire a buyer's agent, let's hear it. I would love to hear what your reason behind not wanting to have someone support you, especially when it doesn't cost you a dime. Right. So with that,
yeah, thanks for joining us. I know we're not live today. This has definitely been pre-recorded because we're on our way to a closing. So yay! So we did pre-record this, but if you guys have comments, questions, please feel free to drop them below and we'll answer them as soon as we can. But you guys have a happy Friday, and we'll see you here same time, same place next week.
Bye.
Bye.